Hey, friend, welcome back to the YouTube channel for the Renaissance English History Podcast. I am your host, Heather, and I've been podcasting on Tudor England since 2009, which makes my show the original Tudor History Podcast. This channel is where I put all of my episodes from all of my shows, as well as loads of extra content like this video right here. Today, we're going to talk about white teeth. Because there is a belief that goes around a lot, and I have also fallen victim to it, that the Tudors and Elizabethans wanted black teeth because it showed how wealthy they were because they could afford sugar. So this is so prevalent. I have talked about it in my episodes. I did an episode on sugar in Tudor England, and I brought up this idea of black teeth and how that was a style. Like, it's just kind of one of those things that's taken as a truth. But then someone wrote to me, it was about a year ago, and they asked me for some primary sources on that because everything that they could find with primary sources was about keeping your teeth white. And I was like, oh, where did I get all of that information? So I started going back and looking through my notes. And wouldn't you know, all of my notes were from secondary sources. There weren't any primary sources. And I thought, well, there you go, Heather. That's a bit of a mix up. So I wrote back to him and I said, like now that I'm looking, I can't find anything. I can't find any primary sources on teeth blackening. But there are an awful lot of primary sources on teeth whitening, which makes me think that there is a bit of a myth around Elizabethans wanting black teeth. Some of the earliest recipe books from this time are specifically have ideas on how to whiten your teeth. So we're going to talk about that today. First, though, if you would like to see more Tudor history in your YouTube feed, who doesn't, go ahead and hit subscribe so you never miss an episode that I put out. So the desire to have white teeth actually goes back all the way back to Roman times, and people have been trying to figure out ways to keep their teeth white for thousands of years. It was a sign, like it is for us, of attractiveness, of health, but achieving that look was no small feat in an era without fluoride or electric toothbrushes or dental floss. Oral hygiene has been an important concern for centuries, and we are going to talk today about some of the surprisingly inventive ways that people came up with to care for their teeth. So let's start with the myth of the black teeth. It's often said that during the late 16th, 17th century, people deliberately blackened their teeth to imitate the upper classes who could afford sugar, which was, of course, a luxury. It is true that sugar caused tooth decay among the wealthy. Elizabeth I was famous for having teeth needing to be pulled all the time. Ambassadors toward the end of her life talked about how they couldn't even hear her necessarily make out her words because she was missing so many teeth. It was hard for her to chew. It was just like a whole thing. But black teeth were never a fashion statement. White teeth were highly prized, which reflected the broader beauty ideals of the time. When you look at portraits, for example, of the time, nobody ever has black teeth. Nobody is ever missing teeth on purpose in their portraits. These beauty standards have very deep roots. By the 14th century, poets like Petrarch were describing their idealized woman with coral lips, golden hair, and white teeth. By the late 15th century, Italian cosmetics included powders made from ground coral and rock alum to achieve that dazzling white smile. So you would use rock alum and brush your teeth with that. These efforts, of course, were not without risks. For example, Renaissance barbers, who often performed the dental work, used aggressive methods to whiten teeth. It just kind of makes me cringe even talking about it. They filed the tooth surface to roughen it up, and then they added nitric acid to bleach the enamel. The result was the teeth looked whiter for a while, but the damage to the enamel left them vulnerable to rapid decay. Now, one thing that's kind of interesting is before sugar became affordable and common for people, people's diets were pretty darn healthy. There wasn't any processed food. There wasn't that mostly people ate in season, fresh produce. There wasn't high fructose corn syrup. There wasn't a lot of stuff that damages your teeth. So people in pre-modern, pre-sugar world actually had very healthy teeth. The dental records, they have pretty good teeth, much more than we might assume. And people did spend some time thinking about how to clean their teeth. So medieval health texts like the Trocula and Gilbertus Anglicus's Compendium of Medicine are full of advice for keeping teeth clean and your breath fresh. Let's talk about a couple of their methods. One simple recipe recommended chewing on a paste made from pepper and salt. It may sound strange, but apparently the abrasiveness of the salt helped to clean the teeth, and the pepper likely gave a sinus clearing bonus. Gilbertus advised chewing the mixture for a while and then swallowing it, an all in one dental and medicinal treatment. Another method involved walnut shells. According to the Trocula, you would clean the green rind from the shells, rub your teeth with them 3 times a day. Afterwards, you'd rinse your mouth with warm wine, optionally mixed with salt again. For those concerned about the wine stains, another Trocula recipe added an extra step, swishing and wiping the teeth with a clean white cloth. Finally, you could chew on some fennel or some parsley to freshen your breath. Are you going on crusade and worried about keeping your teeth clean and your breath fresh? Well, the physicians of Midfi have a solution for you. Our practical, TSA approved, travel friendly sage and powder balls. And you can make them yourself at home too. Add this to your Pinterest board. Bake sage leaves mixed with salt until the whole thing is burned, and then form them into nice portable balls. Easy to pack and easy to get through security. Once you're at your destination, whether it's Istanbul, Jerusalem, or just over the sea in Calais, just crush them into a powder and scrub your teeth vigorously with them. Sage and salt powder balls, combining convenience with effectiveness from the physicians of Midfi since 1322, the #1 choice for travelers from merchants to crusaders. Oh, but I'm wealthy and extravagant, and I'd like a fancy toothpaste that reflects my status. Well, we have an answer for you also from the Trocula. Just mix cinnamon, cloves, spikenard, frankincense, and date pits, and if you have it, a crabfoot. Grind it all into a fine powder and then rub your teeth with it. So it will leave my breath smelling exotic and wealthy and leave no doubt about my social standing. Indeed, this is dental care as a statement of affluence and refinement. You guys, I'm having too much fun. I have too much fun. There's other recipes that took on a more abrasive approach, like incorporating ingredients like pumice and burnt white marble and even red tiles into powder. These materials might have been effective at removing surface stains, but they likely caused damage to the enamel over time. Despite the risks, the pursuit of clean white teeth was a priority, and people relied on trial and error experimentation to refine their methods. Many of these dental recipes and techniques were pioneered by women who experimented with ingredients sourced from their own gardens, pantries, and local apothecaries. At a time when the sciences were dominated by men, women's work in beauty and hygiene represented a fascinating blend of technical knowledge and creativity. Cosmetics, including dental care products, were often dismissed by male writers as frivolous or superficial, yet women's expertise in this area was undeniable. Texts like Thomas Jameson's Artificial Embellishments from the mid-17th century acknowledges the danger of certain beauty products, warning women to avoid ingredients like mercury and Spanish white bismuth because of their harmful effects like tooth decay and wrinkling. Despite such risks, women's contribution to early cosmetology laid the groundwork for many current beauty and hygiene practices. I'm a poor peasant. What can I do to keep my teeth clean? Oh, don't worry, peasant. I've got a low-cost and effective way for you to maintain oral hygiene. Just rub your teeth with a cloth after every meal. That will remove food particles and prevent what we medieval writers call corrupt matter from remaining between your teeth. Herbs also played an essential role in daily dental care. Chewing on parsley or fennel helped freshen the breath and likely had mild antibacterial properties. These habits not only kept the mouth clean, but also contributed to overall health and well-being. Wine rinses were another popular method. After rubbing your teeth clean, you could swish your mouth with a good quality wine, which acted as an astringent and antibacterial agent. You would then wipe your teeth afterwards with a clean cloth, which ensured that no stains were still there. The ingenuity of medieval and Tudor dental care is full of surprises, from the luxurious, spice-filled recipes of the wealthy to the portable sage and salt powder balls for travelers. These methods reflect a creative approach to hygiene that still resonates with us today. While some practices, like using pumice or red tiles, might make modern dentists cringe, they reveal the lengths to which people went to achieve a bright, healthy smile. So what do you think? Would you try any of these? Would you try pumice on your teeth? What about those sage and powder balls? I'm actually really down to try those. That sounds really interesting. I do like sage. Anyway, if you have made it this far in the video, and I hope you have, I sure would appreciate a press of that like button. It helps to feed that algorithm and get our content to even more people. And I hope I earned your subscription to my channel where I put out videos like this all the time. If you want to keep binging on Tudor content, here's an episode I did recently on Tudor hygiene you might enjoy. And here's a video that YouTube thinks you'll like. Thank you so much for being here. Know that you are deeply loved. I am so glad I share the planet with you. I will be back soon. Don't forget to drink your water. All right. Bye bye.